Hey guys, M13 here. I don't know. We're at the zoo. Inside this cage we have the lions. See? There's 2 lions right there walking around in the wild. It's crazy. Here, lion, lion, lion. Here, lion, lion. No, they're off to kill a gazelle. If you recognize this park, this is the park. I used to come here all the time. I used to ride around. I didn't know how to ride a motorcycle. The HD version in this park. I used to ride around in this park with my dogs, Babao, Xiaomei, Cujo. I only have Xiaomei left. Babao passed away, as you all know. Cujo, like a lot of people don't really know what happened to him. He ran away. I took him because I don't use leashes, so I was out somewhere and I went into a shop, and when I came out he was gone. And at the time, I'll be perfectly, at the time it was a black panther. Did you guys see that? Look at that, it's a black panther in the wild. That was awesome. At the time my life was hell. Like, that was like during the worst parts of my marriage, so I didn't really care. I'll be perfectly honest. I cared, you know. I still went and looked for him for like days, and I spent hours riding around that area calling his name. But no, stay. There's a motorcycle coming. Okay, come on. Come here. Come here. Yep. Come here. Hurry up. Lie. Xiaomei. Come on. Jeez. Yeah, at that time my life was so stressful, and I was taking care of 3 dogs, a baby, and you know, something else I'm not allowed to talk about. So taking care of those 4 things and working on top of it was just absolutely insane. I really wanted to, you know, back in those days I was crying myself to sleep nightly, and I'm not even exaggerating. That's how bad my life was. And it's funny because in my videos you don't really see it. I think there's a few videos where I talk about it, but not much. I had to keep a smile and upbeat persona for my YouTube, you know. So it was kind of crazy how horrible my life was, but yet my videos are still upbeat and positive, and that's, oddly enough, that's back when my channel was at its biggest. Maybe I need to find someone new to torture me to make my videos better. Haha. No. Yeah. So yeah, this is the area that I used to live in. We got really nice weather today, so I thought I'd go out and ride around. I did a long live video. I used this is the holder I was using. It's a Ram grip. Ram make the only totally like trustworthy grips, and that even they're not 100%, because I had one guy that was using his phone on this same mount, and his phone fell off once, but he caught it. But then he continued to use this mount, and it didn't fall off again. So I'm guessing it was probably just he didn't put it on good the first time. I recognize those people. Yeah. So yeah, this is just riding with my dog, and I'm on my scooter. This scooter is an AEON. I kind of planned on making a review of it, but I don't think I ever did it. It's a Taiwanese brand. It's rumored that they use the engine from Yamaha, and Yamaha makes the best engine. So in theory, it should be a really great scooter, because it's got a lot of. I liked it because it had a lot of custom things stock. What I mean by that, I mean it came stock with a USB charger. It came stock with like cool hand grips and a lot of things that you would have to go out and buy on your own for another scooter. This just came stock with them. So, and then on top of that, the engine is Yamaha, which is bulletproof. So yeah, it's been okay. I think I had to get some engine work done on it at about 30,000 kilometers, but actually I don't think that's too abnormal. 30,000 kilometers to get engine work done. I think that's counts as normal. Oh, really? Is he blocking the whole road? He totally is. Why would he park there? So, the thing I like most about the scooter is the headlights. I guess I'll get off and show you them. I'll go in the shade here. Here, I'll show you. You can't really see in the daytime, but it's got like LEDs like everywhere. Like it's got a line here, and then it's got this thing lights up, and then it's got two up here, and then a headlight here, a fisheye headlight. So boom, 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 boom. At nighttime, it looks really cool. This thing is worn out to shit though, eh? Jeez. I got this thing brand new. How does the dash get this scratched up? Like, where do all these scratches come from? I don't get that. Got sunflowers to the left. Yummy. They seem to blossom always about November. October, November is when the sunflowers blossom. And my son's birthday is in November, so I often refer to sunflowers as his birthday flower, because I tell him, like, once you see the sunflowers starting to open, that means your birthday's coming. So when he was little, it was cute. You'd see the sunflowers, say, oh, my birthday's coming. Yeah, I'm doing okay. I'm worried about my tours as always, but people have commented that I was worried last year and the year before, and I'm like, I've just been lucky the last couple of years. Because as I've said before, my guests, my tour guests come from YouTube, and my YouTube channel is not very active, so therefore my tours should die away. But so far that hasn't happened. But I think that's just the remnants of the people that from when it used to be active. What else is new? I bought a Switch for my. Oh, that was green. Half a second. Oh shit. Yeah, I totally just missed the light. I bought a Switch for my son's. I was gonna make a right and then go down and make a U-turn, but I'm not in a rush, so whatever. I bought a Switch for my son's birthday. I was gonna get a new phone for myself, and I decided to get him a Switch, and I'm gonna hold off on the phone. But then again, I recently had a bit of a win financially, so I don't have to wait for a phone, but I think I'm gonna wait anyways. The only phone I really wanted right now was the LG V30. I think that's the best phone there is right now. And but unfortunately, they don't sell it in Taiwan, and I don't know why, because they sell other LG phones here, but I can't find the V30 here. So I think I'll just hold off. I'll wait for next year's flagship, like, you know. That's the thing with phones, man. If there's nothing that you like, you just wait 6 months and you'll have literally like 8 brand new phones that are better than anything that is available right now. Every 6 months, right? So I think the best phone available right now is the LG V30, and hopefully in 6 months from now everything will be better than that. So I'll just wait 6 more months. My dates for my 2018 tour are all up. Feel free to go book a tour. You know, same thing, like, biggest complaint, number one complaint I get on my tours, and I got this complaint a lot on my last tour, is that my tours are too cheap. I had a couple of wealthy people on my last tour, and they're like, yeah, they were listing off other tours that they've done that cost them $4,000 US, $5,000 US, and then they were listing reasons why those tours weren't as good as mine. And then they said that one of the reasons why I might not be getting customers is because my tour is too cheap. So like serious, like wealthy travelers are probably looking at my tour and saying, oh, at that price, it must be super budget. It must be like YMCA dormitories and cheap food, and when in actuality we stay at 5-star hotels. Not always, but we stay at a couple. So, and everywhere we stay is nice. It really is. Like, I could save a lot of money by putting us at cheaper hotels, but I don't. I try to make, and we eat 5-star restaurants, 5-star hotels. So yeah, so I had people saying that I should just raise the price of the tour to more closely reflect how awesome my tour is, because there might be some people that are overlooking it because they're thinking it's a budget tour, when in fact it's a budget price tour, but it's actually a pretty luxurious tour. It's a luxury high-class tour with a budget price. And the reason why it's so cheap is just because it's all me, you know. With a lot of other tour companies, you'd be paying for like a whole team of people. So you got like 5+ people's salaries to pay. With my tour, it's just me, so I can keep the prices down. Anyways, enough of that. Look at the chick. She's just riding along in the oncoming lane. Like, you had one girl riding her scooter in the oncoming lane and nobody else was doing it. I get that she was trying to pass a guy, but she literally like entered the intersection in the oncoming lane, which is never a smart move. Oh, what is it with lights today? Jeez. And this is another long light. The last light's long. This one's even longer than the last one, I do believe. You want to know something crazy? I was talking to a local the other day. I bought some pants, and the lady in the clothing store, there were no other customers, so she's bored. She started talking to me, and she asked what I did for a living, and I was talking about what I do for work, and then she asked how much money I make, and I gave her kind of a rough estimate, and then she said, "Oh, that's good money. I only make $600 a month." And I'm like, pardon me? $600 US per month she makes working full-time retail. So yeah, workers at a mall here, or it's generally only teenagers, like very young people that work at malls. And people dress really nice in the malls too. But yeah, that's crazy. I was trying to, I personally could not survive on that little here. Well, especially not if I'm paying alimony, but yeah, that's crazy. I could make 600. I used to have back when I used to teach English, I had one job. This is not the norm. This is not the norm, so don't quote me on this. But I had one job where I could make about $300 in a day of teaching English, one day, and that's tax-free. So yeah, so she made $600 a month, and back when I used to teach at that specific job, it doesn't exist anymore. That school closed down. Yeah, I could have made $600 in 2 days. I think back in those days I was making about $4,000 a month after taxes teaching English, and that was like 6 years ago. But it was a special job because it was a job where they only wanted foreigners, and they only wanted foreigners that were fluent in Chinese. So it was you had to be a good, serious English teacher, and you had to be like fluent in Chinese. And I'm not fluent, but you got to be good at Chinese. I was good. So I worked that job, and it was a really high salary. Because in most schools, you usually have a foreigner and a local Taiwanese in the room at the same time. But the school that I worked at, they didn't have a local in the room, so they just paid the foreigner 2 salaries. They paid you a foreign salary, which is high, and on top of that, they gave you the local person's salary, which isn't that high, but added on top was nice. Okay. There we go. Perfectly good. I don't know. What do these people think? Like, the road is very obviously closed off to motor vehicles, and I just ride onto it anyways. And you get a guy there who's like cleaning up the grass, so he probably works for the city, and then you get a lady who's using it as a bicycle trail, which is what it's meant for. You know, I don't know. Anyways, yeah, I don't know if I actually talked about anything interesting in this video, but yeah. English teachers in Taiwan make about $20 US an hour after taxes. So in America, to take home $20 an hour, you probably need to make about 28. So that gives you kind of an idea of how much English teachers make here. But so you're thinking, oh, 40 hours a week, $20 an hour take home, that's a lot. No, you don't work 40 hours a week. Nobody works. It's rare to work 40 hours a week. I was going to say nobody, but then I thought of one guy who does. Usually a full-time teaching job would be about 20 hours a week. So you're not making that much money a month, but living expenses is low here, and living expenses are low here. And how awesome is it working 20 hours a week? Like, that's your full-time job, 20 hours a week, and you have more than enough money to pay your rent, buy food, buy a car, and you only need to work 20 hours a week. I can't imagine how horrible it would be living in Canada, England, America, and having to work 40 hours every week. And especially when I see people on Facebook who do work these 40 hours a week and are complaining that they don't have any extra money at all. Like, that's really crazy.